Hi friends, in the last session we have started the transfer statements. Okay, on transfer statements last concept we have observed that continue. So what is the purpose of continue? Inside loop execution, if I mean continue statement is nothing but we can use continue statement to skip current iteration and continue next iteration. Okay, this is nothing but continue, and we observed that loop with else block. Okay, inside loop execution, if break statement not executed means then only else part will be executed. Okay, else means without break. Okay, else means without break. Now in the same way, observe the point pass. Okay, last keyword is pass statement. Last statement is a pass statement. Okay, pass statement is nothing but pass is a keyword in Python. Okay, pass is a keyword in Python. Pass is a keyword in Python. Actually, when we will use pass keyword means in our programming syntactically block is required, but it won't do anything. Okay, but in our programming, in our programming syntactically block is required. Okay, syntactically block is required, which won't do anything, anything anything. Then we should then we should define that empty block. Okay, we should define that empty block with the pass keyword. Okay, empty block with the pass keyword. So pass is nothing but it is an empty statement. Okay, first it is an empty statement. It is an empty statement, and it is a null statement. It is null statement. It is null statement, and it won't do anything. It won't do anything. So okay, we'll observe these all points now with respect to programmatic. You will get much clarity. Okay, now observe the points one by one. Suppose what I'm saying is in our programming syntactically block is required but which want to do anything, then we should define that empty block with the pass keyword. Okay, suppose observe here what I'm doing means suppose I'm taking if true. Okay, if true, if condition is true, okay, not like that. Suppose here I'm taking a equal to 10 I'm taking. Okay, if a equal to 10. Okay, if a double equal to 10 means that time I don't want to do anything. Okay, that time I don't want to do anything means if I keep in this way, it's going to give error. Okay, it's going to give error saying that syntax error. Okay, observe, it's going to give error saying syntax indentation error. Okay, indentation error expected indented block after if statement on line 2. Okay, if we are using in this way, it will give error saying that indentation error. Okay, indentation error. Suppose here what I am doing, if a double equal to 10 means pass I'm taking. Okay, pass means it don't do anything, just it is a keyword in Python just to simply writing. Okay, now observe here with respect to the previous case and the present case, now it won't give any error. Okay, are you observing anything? No, right? So syntactically block is required but it won't do anything. Okay, syntactically block is required, but it won't to do anything means then we can define that one with the pass keyword. Here, here. But sometimes we can go for the with respect to functions level also. Okay, with respect to conditional statement. Conditional conditional statement. Here with respect to conditional statement. Now with respect to functional function definition. Function definition. Okay, with respect to previously we have observed that with respect to observe that conditional statement. Now with respect to functions. Okay, observe here. First here I'm taking def m1. Okay, def m1 I'm taking. I'm declaring, but I don't want to write anything. Okay, just I want to declare a function, but that function don't have anything. Means if I give in this way, now also it's going to give error. Okay, now also it's going to give error. Okay, sorry, I didn't save the program. If you see the star, I didn't save. Now observe. If you observe here, it is giving that indentation error. Okay, what error it is giving? Indentation error. Clear, right? Next, next what I am doing? Def m1. Next, here to prevent that problem, whenever we are declaring m1 function, we have to use a pass. Okay, if we are using pass, now we won't get any error. Observe, are we getting any error? No, right? So pass is a just a keyword in Python. Okay, pass is just a keyword in Python which won't to do anything. The intention of pass keyword is in our programming syntactically block is required. Okay, syntactically block is required which won't to do anything. Then we should define that empty block with the pass keyword, right? So this is the intention of pass statement. Okay, so pass is a keyword. Okay, these are three things. It is an empty statement, it is null statement, and it won't to do anything. Okay, it won't to do anything. Okay, with respect to conditional statement we observed, and with respect to function definition we observed. Okay, now now the next one, observe del statement. Now observe del statement. Now we observe that del statement. Okay, del is a keyword in Python. Okay, del is a keyword in Python. Del is a keyword in Python. After using a variable, it is highly recommended to delete that variable. Okay, if it is no longer required, then so that corresponding object is eligible for garbage collection. Okay, so what I am saying here is, now observe here. First, let me explain the practical, then I will write the theory. Suppose first here what I am taking, a equal to 10 I am taking. Okay, I am printing the value of a. The value of a. The value of a I am taking and printing the value. Okay, so the value of a is completed. Now I am deleting. Okay, now I am deleting the value of a. After I am deleting the value of a, so I am asking now again the value of a. Okay, now I am asking the value of a again. So observe here, in this case first time we'll get the value of a, but after deleting the a, so a is no longer required, a is no longer available. Okay, If you observe here, in the first case it is okay, but in the next case, name error a is not defined. Okay, in the next case we are saying that a is not defined. Clear, right? So the intention of the intention of del statement is, after using a variable it is highly recommended to delete that variable. So okay, once the value of a is over here, so it is highly recommended to delete that variable if it is no longer required in future, so that corresponding object is eligible for garbage collection. Okay, when the object is eligible for garbage collection, to improve the performance of the application, okay, if the garbage collector delete this object, then only it the performance of the application is going to be improved. Okay, so I will write the same theory now. After using a variable after using a variable it is using a variable after using a variable it is highly recommended to delete that variable if it is no longer required. That variable if it is no longer required in future. It is no longer required in future. Okay, so that corresponding object is eligible garbage collection to for cleanup activity for cleanup activity and to improve the performance of the application. After using a variable, it is highly recommended to delete that variable if it is no longer required in future, so that corresponding object is eligible for garbage collection. Okay, so that corresponding object is eligible for garbage collection for cleanup activity and to improve the performance of the application. Okay, here I'm declaring and using once the completion, so I'm deleting that variable. It is highly recommended. Okay, it is highly recommended, right? So this is the concept is nothing but del statement. Okay, this is concept is nothing but del statement. So and observe last concept, small concept, difference between null and none and del. Okay, difference between del and none. Difference between del and none. In the case of del, okay, in the last only we observed, in the case of del the variable will be removed and we cannot access the variable. Okay, we cannot access that variable, that means unbind operation. Okay, once we deleted the variable, okay, one in the case of del in the case of del in the case of del once the variable, okay, once the variable will be removed, once the variable will be removed and we cannot access that variable and we cannot access that variable. In the case of del, once the variable will be removed and we cannot access that variable. Okay, the same thing we observed here. Okay, the same thing we observed here. But in the case of none, okay, but in the case of none, so what is purpose of del? in the case of del, once the variable will be removed and we cannot access that variable. But in the case of none, okay, but in the case of none, observe here first, what I am taking here is a equal to 10 I'm taking. Okay, once the value 10 is completed, what I'm doing a equal to none. Okay, so in this case, what it is doing is, using variable is completed. So now this point is not, this object is not pointing to anything, and none is pointing to a. Okay, so none, just variable is there but it is not pointing to anything. Okay, variable is there but it is not pointing to anything. Okay, now observe here, the value of a for the first time 10, next for the none. But in the case of none assignment, variable won't be removed, but the corresponding object is eligible for garbage collection. Okay, rebind operation. Hence, after reassigning the with none value, we can access that variable. Okay, see here, in the case of none, what happening means, in the case of none, in the case of none, in the case of none, the assignment variable won't be removed. Okay, won't be removed, but the corresponding object is eligible for garbage collection. Corresponding object is eligible for garbage collection. Okay, so hence, after assigning with none value, we can access that variable still. Okay, hence, after assigning with the none value, still we can access that variable. Okay, by using the below example. Observe here, in the case of del, once the variable will be removed, we cannot access that variable. Okay, here variable is declared and here removed and we cannot access that variable. That's what we are getting error here. But in the case of none, but in the case of none, what happening? Please observe. But in the case of none, the assignment variable won't be removed, but the corresponding object is eligible for garbage collection. Okay, corresponding object is eligible for garbage collection. Hence, after assigning with none value, we can access that variable still. Okay, here a equal 10 completed. Here I am assigning with none. Okay, so variable is there but object 10 is not there, so this corresponding object is eligible for garbage collection. Okay, garbage collection will destroy that object. Okay, will destroy that object to, for cleanup activity. Okay, for cleanup activity. So this is nothing but difference between null and none and del statement. Okay, with respect to del, we observed that pass statement also. Okay, so finally we have completed that transfer statements. Okay, total transfer statements, conditional statements, and iterative statements, and third one is transfer statements. Iterative statement, conditional statements, and transfer statements. So control statement, conditional statement, transfer statements, and iterative statements. Okay, these all combinations we have observed. Okay, but now observe from this session onwards, complete up to end of the session. Everywhere I'm going to use these terminologies only, either conditional statements or transfer statements or iterative statements or combination of these all. Okay, but 100% I'm going to use this only when I'm writing the program. Okay, at least I will use conditional statement, at least I will use a transfer statement. Okay, at least iterative statements also I will use. Okay, uh, without these it is not possible to write a Python program. Okay, if you are writing Python normal program means just it is a simple code only, but if you are writing any big applications, mandatory we will use these statements. Okay, conditional statements, transfer statements, and iterative statements. Okay, make sure you people get the clear clarity before proceeding to the next concepts. Okay, from this session onwards Python will play the role. Okay, thank you friends. If you are having any questions or queries, please post your query in the comment section or reach out to my email ID. Thank you friends. If you are watching my channel for the first time, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.